In The Lords of Salem, when a radio DJ receives a box containing a record, the sounds within the grooves trigger flashbacks of her town's violent past.
Hi. Are you the new tenant?
You have to understand that there is a war waging in heaven.
Is everything all right?
No.
I am not completely familiar with all of Rob Zombie's films, but I know his style. I've seen enough of what he's done to understand that he has kind of a unique style, but a consistent style more than anything. And I have to say, I appreciate the hell out of that. I think that anyone that's a fan of Rob Zombie is going to love any Rob Zombie movie that comes out just because he's got that style to it. However, The Lords of Salem, I think, is a little bit different in that it has kind of a subdued tone to the whole thing. I mean, it's still creepy and it's still definitely got a menacing feeling to it, but it's not as visceral, as intense as I would have expected based on the fact that it is a Rob Zombie movie. That being said, I went in with no expectations and I came out enjoying the movie, but also feeling just weird about it. And I mean, you know, that's expected with a Rob Zombie movie probably, especially this one. I did not know that it was about witches, really. I guess I should have realized, considering it's called The Lords of Salem, but witches kind of freaked me out, especially these witches where they're kind of like in the woods just doing creepy shit. And so as soon as that happened, as soon as that was in the movie, I was like, oh no, this is going to be bad for me. And it was pretty damn freaky, I have to say. Definitely some stuff, some imagery that stuck with me, and I'm thinking about it right now. Ha! Scary. But I do think the story was lacking a little bit, and really more so just at the end. I feel like it kind of dropped off, and it had a little bit more of an impactful ending. I would have really enjoyed this movie, but for now, I definitely enjoyed it. I just think it could have been a little bit better as far as the story goes. But let's get a little more into The Lords of Salem, starting off with the plot, which, like I said, is about witches and curses, you know, stuff like that. And that kind of stuff, like I said, it can freak me out, especially if done the way it was in this movie. And so, you know, as far as that stuff goes, definitely some eerie shit going on. But, like I said, as interesting as the plot was for the most part, it did drop off a little bit at the end. So, unfortunately, I was left wanting more from that aspect. Also, the dialogue was a little bit wonky here and there. Specifically, one part that I was like, really? Was when, what does he say? He says, I can't get another DWS, driving while sexy. And then, that's alright, but then someone's like, or driving while stupid. But luckily, I think that the downsides to the writing are outweighed by the visuals of the movie. And I want to first point out, like I said, the movie feels very sort of subdued compared to what you'd expect from a Rob Zombie movie. I mean, usually it's very sort of gritty and intense, and in this, it was definitely sort of a normal, almost. It didn't feel like a Rob Zombie movie until you got to certain scenes, but usually the whole movie feels like Rob Zombie movie. So that was interesting. It worked, I think, because I'm not always a big fan of just nonstop, you know, craziness. I need to kind of come back a little bit and, you know, process what I just saw, and this movie allowed me to do that until the end. And so I would say that when it got to those crazy scenes, they were more impactful because it wasn't all like that. Now, when I say crazy scenes, I'm talking about crazy visuals, amazing practical effects, practical makeup, practical costumes, some seriously incredible stuff that I was blown away by and extremely impressed by. And so, I mean, if you're going in for that, if you want some crazy visuals to just haunt your brain, you're gonna get it. Now, I will say, toward the end, it does feel a little bit like they sat there like, what's the most crazy shit we could possibly do? And, you know, bonus points if it's offensive, you know, it felt a little bit trying a little too hard, but for the most part, up until the ending, all of it felt very just, like it just kind of naturally flowed out of the movie, if that makes any sense. And I was really into it. I thought it was pretty damn disturbing in a good way. And I have to say, the music, oh my god, there's a song in the movie that's kind of like the plot, I guess, and whenever this song gets played, people just kind of fall into a trance, and this song was, not only was it freaky sounding to begin with, but once you saw like the effects on people, I wanted the song to stop, because I was like, oh no, is this gonna happen to me? And I thought I was gonna have to like hold myself back from freaking out. And so, yeah, and just listening to it in the trailer, I think it's gonna play at the end of this review, it just sounds freaky. So I don't know if it's an already existing song or if they made it up. Forgive me if it's like a popular song that I don't know, but it was freaky. Definitely worked very well, and it added to the movie because you need to have that for that plot point to make sense. It's got to sound freaky, and they did a damn good job with that. And as far as the acting goes, I thought everybody did a pretty good job. Sherry Moon Zombie, Rob Zombie's go-to girl, of course, she was good. Sometimes I thought she was a little off. When she was trying to, like, just banter with people, it felt a little bit forced. But otherwise, I thought she did a good job. I have to say that the 3 women that are in her apartment building were great. They were awesome. Bruce Davison, nice to see him. He was good as well. Actually, I thought he was really good. He was extremely natural. And don't even get me started on Meg Foster. I thought she was freaky as hell, as well as the rest of the witches at the beginning. Oh, gosh. Like I said, as soon as that came on, and I knew what this movie was going to be about, I was like, oh, this is gonna freak me out, and it did. It was definitely pretty spooky while I was watching it. You know, it didn't give me nightmares or anything that night, but there's some imagery that could. If I wasn't too tired and I was kind of laying awake, I could definitely see some of this stuff freaking me out. What the hell was that thing that was standing behind her in the Red Cross room? And what the hell was the little guy? I don't even know. I don't want to talk about it. It's too weird. But please let me know in the comments what you thought of The Lords of Salem. Did you feel like everything was naturally disturbing, or did you feel it was a little forced? Like I said, sometimes, especially toward the end, I feel like it got to be a little bit like, all right, let's figure out what's the weirdest thing we can do, what's the most offensive thing we can do. You know, it started to feel that way, but the rest of it before that I thought was really good. Let me know what you thought of the story, the writing. Let me know if you felt like that was lacking a little bit. Let me know what you thought of the acting. Let me know what you thought of that damn song. Oh my god. And once you're done leaving a comment down below, click over here to watch a few other reviews. Click down below to go to our Facebook and Twitter, and click the logo to subscribe for more reviews. And that's pretty much it.
God does not spare angels when they sin.
Welcome.